The other day, I heard a song come on that I had not heard in years. And for a few minutes, I felt like an old version of myself again. Honestly, it caught me a little off guard how emotional that felt. Because I think when women have spent decades taking care of everyone else, carrying the responsibility, focusing outward, they slowly stop feeling fully present in their own lives. And sometimes reconnecting with yourself doesn't happen through huge, overly dramatic steps. Sometimes it happens in the littlest moments unexpectedly. I'm Michelle, and I help midlife women who feel emotionally exhausted, overwhelmed, or unlike themselves start finding small, gentle ways to feel more like themselves again. And in this video, I want to talk about how reconnecting with yourself usually doesn't happen through these huge life changes. Honestly, I think it's through small, quiet moments instead. A lot of women assume that if they don't feel like themselves anymore, that maybe what they need is completely to reinvent their lives or all new routine, complete transformations, a big breakthrough moment. But I don't think that's usually what happens. I think so many of us have simply spent so many years focused on everybody else that you slowly stopped including yourself in your own life. You stop putting yourself on your own list. And after a while, you start feeling disconnected from what brings you joy, happiness, what brings you creativity, right? What keeps you running. Several years ago, I was going through a season where I realized I wasn't really doing anything that made me feel present in my own life anymore. Everything just felt functional, like responsible, productive, but I was like, trying to figure out who I was. I think one of the biggest shifts for me was realizing that I didn't need to completely reinvent myself to start feeling better again. Just needed to start including myself again in small ways, listening to music. I used to enjoy or not finding new music I enjoy, sitting outside for a few quiet minutes alone, journaling honestly from the heart instead of trying to do it right, letting rest and not being earned, paying attention to what actually felt comforting and grounding for me. Those tiny things, but those tiny moments started slowly helping me feel more connected to myself again. And it did not happen overnight. It did not happen perfectly, but it happened slowly, steady, gently, and honestly. So many women underestimate how powerful those small steps can be. You've been feeling disconnected from yourself lately. My self-care journaling blueprint was created to be a gentle place to start. Because sometimes when one has spent years focusing on everyone else, it can feel hard to even know where to begin reconnecting with yourself again. And the blueprint, it's designed to help you slow down, hear yourself again, and start rebuilding connection in small, supportive ways without a lot of pressure or overwhelm. I'll leave it linked below for you. One of the most helpful things women can do is stop waiting for some huge life transformation before allowing themselves to matter again. Sometimes reconnecting yourself starts just with listening to music you miss, sitting in the sunshine for a few extra minutes, making time for something that feels comforting, writing one honest sentence in your journal, or noticing what makes you feel calm and grounded again. So if you've been feeling unlike yourself lately, I really want you to know this. You don't need to completely reinvent yourself to start feeling better again. Sometimes the path back to yourself begins much more quietly than that. One small moment of self connection at a time, one moment of presence, one moment of honesty, one moment where you remember, there I am. Those moments matter because every small moment where you include yourself again, you slowly start feeling more present in your own life again. And honestly, once you start feeling a little more connected to yourself again, also begin noticing how often you've been automatically putting yourself less in small everyday ways, not even realizing it. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. The small ways that women abandon themselves every day. And if you're wanting a gentle place to start feeling a little bit more like yourself again, be sure to come back next week or hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our conversation. If this conversation resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is one way you can try to reconnect with yourself this week? And if you're wanting a simple place to start hearing yourself again, you can find my self-care journaling blueprint linked below. And if you'd like more conversations like this, don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video in the series. And remember, you belong on your own list again. Return to yourself one small stride at a time, and I'll see you next week.